Hello Commanders, Commander Plater back with my exploration update. So far we've been working back towards the bubble and I'm around about 9,000 light years towards home now. It's taken some time and I'm still discovering new things every single system that I jump into. First off, we've got a rather unusual looking water world, and later on it's literally going to be all about the rings and the gas giants. As I've previously said before, I'm not a huge fan of scanning gas giants just from the money point of view, but actually taking some time out, looking at them, appreciating the beauty that is Elite Dangerous in the game itself, has definitely been absolutely fantastic. I've definitely seen some rather interesting looking combinations, and hopefully there'll be something new in here for everyone to have a look at. First off, we've got a gas giant here with water-based life. And the way that works is you've essentially got your normal gas giant, and there's a layer, a vapor layer, water, and in there's going to be microbial life and probably photosynthesis and that type of stuff. Definitely stunning with the different ring systems in there. I'm a really big fan. Also, with the update of 2.1 and the graphical improvements, I've definitely spent a lot more time looking at my own ship, which I really appreciate. The golden colour of the asp, which obviously was a special skin that they gave to everybody, which is wonderful. Now again, I don't normally look at the rocky side of things, the rocky planets or the ice planets, but this one with the unusual colour combination of the orange and the green I found really interesting. I did have a think about landing on it, but I want to get home as quickly as possible, because once I hit the bubble I'll be taking it by storm, that's for sure. As usual, I've got an ammonia world in here, and I'd always mention it, but this is where life could be. If we were to find life in the galaxy as it is, it would certainly be rather interesting to think about how different it would have to be to survive on an ammonia type world such as this. Very unusual, and no doubt it would be very different to life and how we have it now, especially with ammonia, bearing in mind what the pH of it would be, and certainly rather inhospitable towards oxygen breathing and carbon based life. An interesting thought there. So moving on, as I mentioned before, it's going to be all about rings and different combinations, and here we have a water world with rings around it, and these are ice rings and then rock rings as well, kind of interspaced between them. I imagine the way that the gravity would work and the pull of the rings would have a very similar effect to a moon, and would help produce tides and also stabilise the orbit of a planet as well. It's interesting to think as well that you can have very similar planets in the sense of their water worlds. For example, here we have another water world with a slightly different composition of ring around it, and in this one here is a low metal content ring with an ice content ring closer to it, but completely different. It's a water world with rings, completely different to another water world with rings. Definitely interesting so far. Okay, so next up we have another ammonia world, again with ammonia based life on. And as I mentioned before, it'd be interesting to think about what the life would be like on there, and also at what point it would be, because when we talk about life based on other planets, especially in Elite Dangerous, we're talking non-intelligent life, otherwise it would be listed as such, I guess. So here we have an ammonia world where who knows what could happen in millions of years or so, and what would actually be there. I mean, could there be fish, or what we would call fish, swimming around in the ammonia seas? It's an interesting thought. So here we have another planet with the rings around it, ice rings here, and they're denser packed towards around the planet, and this is a gas giant here, it's to be a class 2, and again it's the real different compositions that I'm really liking at the moment, and the way they tend to look, and people tend not to give them as much time as they should, considering how fantastic everything looks. And again, a very loose ring around this one, and a stark contrast here, very tightly packed ice rings, again around almost a blood red kind of gas giant, with a very large storm on the side of it. Very interesting stuff indeed. Now coming up in a second, we've got kind of, I suppose, more a Jupiter type looking gas giant, essentially, where you can see the storms on there, and it makes you think about how big this would be in comparison to the Earth, and also what could be found if you were to go through a couple of layers down through the cloud cover. Now, something I will be doing once I've made my journey all the way back to the bubble is I'll be doing a video on me selling all of my exploration data, so you guys who've been keeping track with what I've been doing and keeping an eye on everything get to see how much money I actually make from this, and also how many systems I get the discovery credit for. I'm really looking forward to the fact that, you know, as the game grows and evolves and more people hopefully get out there and explore, they're going to come across my name plastered next to planets and I discovered them first. It's a real ego trip. Certainly going to be an exciting time when people spot you, and hopefully as time goes on more people can add me in game, and then we can have a chat, and also hopefully go and do some bounty hunting and all that kind of good stuff. Now, obviously, once I get back to the bubble, I am going to be looking for bounty hunting partners, and I'm certainly going to be looking to upgrade my corvettes that I've got parked up, as I said before. First thing is probably going to be my FSD to make it a little bit more practical to take out and use around the bubble, because a jump distance of only 12,000 light years isn't very useful, especially for a ship of that size. So once again, I do want to thank everyone for watching and keeping track of my progress. And remember guys, you can add me in game as Commander Plater, and certainly I can give you hints, tips around trading, also on exploration if you guys want to go out there. And certainly once again guys, I want to thank everyone for watching, and remember, if you like this type of thing, like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.